What's going on, guys? We're back with another video for our prediction. This Saturday, we got UFC's Fight Night Ortega versus Chain Sung Jung. Or
Korean Zombie.
Zombie, yeah.
Yes,
Probably
sir.
gonna that most of the night. Um, Decent fight card, man. We just saw that the co-main event, Game versus Elijah, got pulled. They haven't said why, so that kind of sucks. I was really looking forward to that fight, but overall, still a pretty impressive card. Some decent names on here. A lot of people in good competitions as well.
Mm-hmm.
But starting off at the bottom, we had Thomas Almeida and Jonathan Martinez. Decent fight. Let me see. Almeida's like 22-3, 5-3 in the UFC, which isn't the best. And he hasn't fought since like January of 2018.
Yeah, and he's on a 2-fight losing streak right now, two out of 5. But his KO rate out of his wins is 72%.
Really impressive, yeah. Like 17 of his 22 are all by knockout.
Mm-hmm.
I know, like he's moving up to featherweight, so that'll be interesting to see how he does. And he's 5'6", and he's 5'7", so not a huge difference there,
Right.
but we'll see how that does. Martinez also, I mean, he's 12-3 in his record, 3-2 in the UFC, so that's all right.
Yeah, he won his last fight. He's 3 of 5 of his last 5 fights, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, he's also, they're both moving up from bantamweight, which is interesting. It's funny how that worked out. But looking at who Tom Almeida's fought and looking at who Jonathan Martinez has fought, Martinez has not fought even close to the same caliber of opponents as Almeida. And because of that, even though he's been out for a little bit with injuries and stuff, I'm gonna go Almeida with a knockout.
Knockout. I got Martinez with a knockout. Second
Really?
round. Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, second round. The betting odds on this one is Almeida is -155 as the favorite, and Martinez the slight underdog at +135. So not a big difference between the two.
Yeah.
But I got Martinez winning this one.
Honestly, when I was kind of looking into the fight, I did it first as well. But yeah, it's just that competition. I understand if Martinez is working up the rankings, but once you look at the level of competition that Almeida's fought and beaten, that's my main reason for going with him. But it's a good way to start off the main event
Mm-hmm. I
and
agree.
the main card at least. After that, they I believe included this just recently, especially after pulling the co-main. So it's a Claudio Silva, James Krause.
Mm-hmm.
So very very last minute. Silva 14-1, 38 years old.
38 years old, yeah. He's 4 years older than Kreis. But Silva's on a 5-fight win streak right now.
Yeah. Well, he's his only loss was his very first one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, his only loss was his very first fight, and it was a DQ for a legal elbow. It wasn't even really like he got beat. It was a disqualification. So essentially, he's 14-0-1 more than anything. I don't know why they counted that as a loss. It was some other organization. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. We were 5-0 in the UFC.
Yep, 5 win streak. So most of Silva's wins are by submission, from what I saw.
Yeah, this is for someone that I'm not super familiar with. He's very impressive. I don't know how he's the radar. He just has. I mean, he's got a win over Leon Edwards. That's probably his biggest name that he's beaten. But that was all the way back in 2014, and obviously Edwards is where he's at now in the top 5. But James Krause is no joke, man. He does this short notice thing a lot. He took a very, very short notice fight.
Mm-hmm.
I think the last time they were in Abu Dhabi when he was cornering or something. But I know he came in like super last minute, and he lost that fight. But
Yeah, I mean he lost his last fight, but he's 4 or 5 of his last, so that's really good. But a lot of his fights go to decision. So
yeah, he's a very technically sound fighter in my opinion. I do like him. But
I got Silva winning by submission. So first round submission.
shit. This is a tough one, brother. Honestly, I might have to go with you. I think in the poster thing, I said the other way, but I think I might have to go with Silva as well.
Yep, I mean the betting odds has Silva as a slight underdog at plus 140, and Christ has the favorite at minus 177. So
Yeah, he's a bigger name, and it makes sense a little bit, but man, I don't know. Just looking at his ups and downs in his career, this might be Silva's night. He's been a savage for 14 wins in a row or whatever. But yeah, that'll be watch. Yeah, so you're gonna have to change up the little thing you sent me, but
I can do
yeah,
that.
I'm gonna go with Silva instead, just like you did.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Follow my lead.
Yeah, yeah, of course. After that, we got Jimmy Crute and Modestas Bukauskas.
Mm. Yeah, this would be a fucking banger of a fight. Cruz has won his last four, uh, or won his last fight, and he's 4-5 of his last five fights. He is.
Four.
What was that? You cut out.
He's only 24. He's really young, and he has his black belt in jiu-jitsu, which is pretty impressive at 24 years old. Modestas or whatever, he's 26, but
Yeah, yeah, 2 years younger for Christ Cruz. But his submission rate is 82% of his wins are by submission. So
yeah. Well, but on the flip side, Modestas, of his 11 wins, 8 of them are by knockout, so it's pretty impressive as well, honestly.
yeah, high knockout rate. He's on a 5-win streak right now.
Yeah, I believe I have Modestas winning by KO on this one.
Mm-hmm.
This one's a tough one to call, honestly. They're both really good fighters, almost identical, 11-1, 11-2. They both got good records. Both young guys, so not quite in their prime yet, but it'll be interesting to see. Jimmy is a little bit more well-rounded, with his striking and ground game, where Modestas has less UFC experience. So it's a tough one to call. But if it's going submission versus the knockout guy, I think Jimmy might just stay standing with him and won't even get the chance to implement his submissions, maybe. So that's why I got Modestas winning.
Yeah, I got Jimmy winning. On the books, Jimmy is the favorite at minus 360. Where Modesta is the underdog plus 270, so that's the biggest one out of the main card right now.
Okay, the big difference.
The big difference on the main card. But I got Jimmy winning by submission late second round.
Okay, got you. Very likely, very likely. Following that, it got moved up to co-main since the heavyweight bout got pulled, but we got Caitlin Kagian and Jessica Andrade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is gonna be a good fight.
Jessica's moving up.
Yep, Jessica's on her 2-fight losing streak. She is she's younger by 2 years.
Look at the losses. The two losses are was it Thug Rose and Zhang Wei Li.
Mm-hmm.
So huge, And Caitlin, yeah, she won her last fight, but before that, she lost to Valentina pretty decisively.
But I mean, it's Valentina though, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, she doesn't lose often.
Yeah, everyone loses, except unless your name's Amanda Nunes. Everybody loses to Valentina. And then in her last fight, she looked good. Caitlin did. She beat Valentina's sister, Antonina. But, fuck, man, I don't know. I don't really like her as a fighter. Like, she's boring to me.
Yeah, I mean, I got in this fight, I got Caitlin winning this one. She is the underdog, plus 115, where Andrade is the favorite at minus 145. Both these fighters, they go to decision a lot.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a decision win.
That's super interesting that they would have Chikagian as the underdog because, I mean, I don't know. She on paper, I think she's the better fighter.
I agree.
Jessica, she was the champ. She beat Thug Rose with that slam. Knocked her out with that, and then she lost to her. But her fight, when she lost to her, was really impressive. Like it was split decision loss. A lot of back and forth. She was really powerful and she had really good. But the main reason I'm also going Chikagian, she's 5'8", and Jessica Andrade is only like 5'1", I believe.
5'2", I thought it was.
whatever. That's a gigantic height difference.
Hmm.
You know, Jessica's moving up in weight, so Caitlin's already probably cutting to get to to get there to get to 125. I think she's going to be able to outpower her and implement the same game that she basically does with everyone that she did with Anthony, and win some points from the strikes. Get a takedown, hold her down, and get whatever ground and pound you get. Decision win again by Chikagian.
Yeah. I'm going decision as well. And then moving on to the main event, we have Ortega and Korean Zombie. Oh man, it's gonna be a good fight.
Tough one to call, brother. I mean, like whenever I was sending over my picks, I was kind of stuck on this one. I'm not really sure, honestly. I chose Korean Zombie to win this fight, but even now, I'm still like, I wouldn't put all my chips on that one.
Yeah.
Ortega's, he fought for the title. He's obviously, he was like top 5 contender for a reason, but he's been out for like, what, 2 years now?
2 years. He has the longest layoff right now. His last fight was back in December of 2018, where Max just handed him a new one. But before that, he was on a good winning streak. He won out of the last 5. He's 4 and 5 of the last 5, so that's pretty good. Ortega only has a 25% KO rate right now, which is very low. Looks like a lot of his stuff goes to decision compared to Korean Zombie, where his KO rate is at 75%, and he's 3 for 5 in the last 5 fights. He is on a 2-fight win streak. The books have Korean Zombie as the favorite at -190 and Ortega as the underdog at +155. Me personally, I got Ortega going. I'm a big fan of his.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been busy outside of the MMA world. He's been filming a lot of movies and shit. He was in that new Shia LaBeouf movie, The Tax Collector. Yeah. But yeah, no, I got Ortega winning this one in decision.
I mean, the problem with that, if it gets to decision, I don't think Ortega's striking is good enough to stay with Korean Zombie. Like, he's got good striking. Obviously, he finished Frankie Edgar, and like nobody ever does that. But I think Ortega's main game is his submissions. Obviously, he's like huge. It was a huge project years ago in submissions, and then obviously he blew up. But I think Max really showed a lot of holes in his game. Now, obviously, Korean Zombie might not be the same striker that Max Holloway is, but he's a pretty good freaking striker. I remember when he went up against Jose Aldo, who was giving him problems until he dislocated his shoulder. So I think because of that, because of his layoff, like it's a tough call, but I'm gonna have to go Korean Zombie on this one.
That's fair. No, yeah. it's gonna be a great fight. Very anticipated, especially with all the beef talk they've been doing between each other.
Yeah, beefing for so long, and he's just been out for 2 years, so it's like it's about time Ortega comes back. And the rankings have changed so much since then. Volkanovski wasn't in the top 5 back then. Yair Rodriguez, Abid, like all these. I saw a thing on Twitter that was like the last time Brian Ortega fought, like nobody in the current top 5 was in the top 5 when the last time Brian. And that's crazy. And I don't know, probably Aldo and a couple other people, but that's fucking wild. So it's about time he comes back. Early fight card starts at 6 p.m. So that's whatever. We'll still catch as much as we can.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very good card. A lot of new and upcoming names coming up, just like any fight card. But dude, they're always gonna be entertaining. Hopefully, we have another knockout like we did last week in the prelims with Buckley.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice to see another crazy one like that.
Yep. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, for sure. There's a couple good fights on the prelims to keep our eyes on as well, especially the headliner for it. Gamrot's a 17-0 fighter, so I'm interested in seeing that. But overall, we'll try to keep up with as much of it as we can. But yeah, this video should be coming out soon. Hopefully we get our predictions right. We'll see who edges away. We're split on a couple of these. And to you guys, leave a comment. Let us know who you're picking up. And then we'll see you guys after Saturday. So see you guys.